Liverpool, incidentally, led the way at this stage 8 years ago, only to finish fourth. So there are lessons to be learned from the past. But this is a day when we look to the future. And the perfect cure for a Hogmanay hangover, Premiership football, and a showpiece game to ring in the new year. It's improving Liverpool against this season's standard bearers from Stamford Bridge. It's live right after the break.
Over 10 years.
Field where the ball's rolling early. Andy Gray and Martin Tyler.
Yes, Mike Riley getting us off and running, and here is Didi Hamann and Jon Arne Riise. Both Liverpool and Chelsea and the officials anxious to get football in the new year underway.
It is a bit cold out there, I guess. The referee thought he wouldn't have him standing about for too long. What you see there is the ball dropping Steven Gerrard in that very advanced position.
As you pointed out, Andy, it was a system that suited them very well against Arsenal. When you think of the win against Arsenal here, the extraordinary comeback against Olympiacos. He obviously was crucial in both games, but it's an indication of how much I think Liverpool have grown in stature through the year 2004. This will be a barometer for them in that respect. Well, the only time that Chelsea previously have done a double over Liverpool, the same player, Harold Britton, scored the goal. Joe Cole has a chance of emulating that feat if he can get on today. He got the 1-0 winner at Stamford Bridge last October. That double that I referred to happened in 1919. It's not been a great ground, this, for Chelsea. Johnson bungling into just the consistency here. Jamie Carragher. Traore. Who's taken a liking to playing ahead of another left back and shown an eye for goal. 2 at West Brom, hit the bar here against Southampton. That's been the other side of Liverpool. The Southampton-Portsmouth games, they haven't really shown authentic Anfield form.
No, it's fair. But, you know, much like Arsenal have done, Manchester United have done, and even Chelsea have done this season. Winning games 1-0 is hugely important.
A touch on by Cinema Pongol, and a bit short of support from the last rank of the midfielders.
Well, that's hugely disappointing. You know, there are certain things that you do in football, you know from a set play, you can get people in the box. And to have a long throw, know it's coming, and not have anyone get in on the flick from Cinema Pongol, a bit disappointing.
Touched on by Riise. And William Gallas, who is quick and needs to be, against a fellow Frenchman who's really come to life over the holiday fixtures, Florent Cinema Pongol. Riise going for a shorter throw to Jabi Alonso. Headed out by Makalele. Run for Gudjohnsen, but Steve Finnan, who's done well to get fit for this game, he's had 8 stitches in an ankle wound. Legacy of the match against Southampton, he limped off. But he had a full training session yesterday and declared himself available, and Rafa Benitez, who leaves his team selections pretty late, has nominated Steve Finnan. Once, of course, played for Chelsea's South West London rivals Fulham. Faced them in Liverpool colours today. Headed by Herpy. A Chase for Thiago. Risa powering on.
Going to be a test for Glenn Johnson on that side. Risa and Traore in tandem together. He'll need a bit of help, I'm sure of that.
Do you remember this fixture last year?
Yeah.
And he started the game,
But taken off, didn't he?
He did, yeah. The sharp end of it.
Yeah, he was getting a good roasting in the second half. Was it not Jar, what was it? Guy that bolted.
Yeah, Juve he played, yeah.
Yeah, gave him a right roasting.
Robert. And Ferreira, very right-sided, but giving it a go at left-back. It's suddenly become a bit of an awkward position for Chelsea to fill. Bridge has had a rough time with injuries and now with illness, and there's no doubt there is a bit of a flu bug in the Chelsea camp. They've got to fight that as well as their formidable opponents here on Merseyside today. For Johnson.
A lot of people are labelling this game Lampard against Gerrard. It's not going to quite pan out like that, physically playing against each other. Different areas of the pitch they'll find themselves a lot of the time. But I think what the contest is, who just will influence the game more, which one of them. That might be the key to the victory or not.
Finnan's throw. Chelsea have amassed this amazing ratio, 5 goals scored to every 1 conceded. 44, just 8 against. Only one club has ever sustained a better ratio to actually win the title. That was Liverpool 26 years ago when they scored 85 and let in just 16. I thought perhaps those figures would be challenged, but Chelsea in this position certainly have a chance of doing that. Check has beaten those 8 times in 20 league matches. Last goal Chelsea conceded, of course, was the controversial Thierry Henry free kick. Flew up yesterday evening, trying to find a bit of quietness in a hotel just outside Liverpool. Not easy on New Year's Eve.
No.
Harman. Gerrard making the run. John Terry.
I don't think that's a foul. I think John's going over there. He's stumbling a little on the way at the ball. How many times have we talked about it? As soon as a player feels when he's under it, see, he's almost on the way forward there. You see him almost going down. As soon as he feels any sort of contact from Steven Gerrard, just there, didn't take a lot. And down they go.
Finnan. By Lampard. Just took Carragher momentarily by surprise by letting that go. Maybe he thought it would run through to Dudek, which it probably would have done, but Carragher was near to it if he was needed. It's a bit of wear and tear on the Anfield playing surface. And on the deck is Onana Risa.
He doesn't want to get booked, Glenn Johnson, this early in the match. There's a fair chance he might see a bit of the ball over that side. It's a little unlucky, he just gets beaten by a fraction of a second, really.
He's been short of Premiership games this season, just hasn't been able to force his way into the team. It's only his 3rd start in the league. And he's rarely been used from the bench either.
That's not like him.
Little scratch on the face Steven Gerrard got in the match against Southampton. It's being followed by the player cam for Sky Digital viewers in these early minutes. Happy. Off the jump. Risa taken down by Gerrard, just got an extra touch to feed Risa. Luis Garcia trying to get round the back of Paulo Ferreira. He drawn out of the middle, thought it was his throw. Quickly back to clear, and he needed a clearance then. The league leaders. Oh man, it's going to drop for Risa. Well, he is such a good striker with the ball with his left foot. That would be a big disappointment here for Liverpool. Here he is again. Gallas gets in the way. Gerrard thinking it might run for a corner. It's run for a throw.
Well, he set himself for a long, long way, didn't he? He knew as soon as the cross left Hammond's foot that Johnson wasn't getting it. Set himself for the volley.
Traore. To Xabi Alonso. Gerrard. Got in the way, cleared by Glenn Johnson. Damien Duff and Robin have done so well for Chelsea, and Jan Risa's done well on the left for Liverpool recently.
He's set already, look at that, waiting for it. And I guess sometimes the ones that you see from a long way off and get too much time to have a good look at it, and the ones that you make a mess of.
Luis Garcia struck Terry.
It's been a bright start from Liverpool.
Taking the Kop stand end, traditionally the favoured end. Robin was trying to anticipate where Carragher's header would drop. He was too far away from it. Hamann, Gerrard. Almost a bit much of Xabi Alonso to keep the momentum in the move, but Liverpool still have the ball. And Risa is off and running again.
That's good football all round. Great football from Risa. But John Terry, right on. Not just Terry, he just sees it, he knows it, he gets himself in a position that he can defend. Pongo's run, whether it's in front of him or in behind him. Really good football all round.
Another take by Luis Garcia. This is their far post. It's too high for him. Gerrard. To tease Thiago here, can't stop the cross coming in. Johnson does a bit better. Risa. Hamann backing up the play, and that's an indication he feels from where he's sitting a little deeper that they are coming on to Chelsea and they can get more players forward.
Proper hit. Absolutely no doubt about this. Just going away from goal a little bit when it gets cleared here. It's certainly capable, Didi Hamann. Just can't get round it enough. Benitez will be pleased. His team have started well. Certainly in the ascendancy at the moment. The one thing you know when you play against the three that you're playing against, with Johnson, Robin and Duff, you cannot lose your concentration for any time at all. But this has been a good area for Liverpool. Whether they've said, you know, Johnson hasn't played much, like you've said, Martin, but let's get him under pressure early on. Test him. Test Duff and Robin's ability to get back in and help him.
Nick takes the ball Chelsea's way. Ian Robin wasn't fit to start the season, but goodness me, he added a certain kick-start to the campaign. He finally got himself fit and available. And I'm sure every opposing manager, Rafa Benitez, will be no different. We've just got to make sure we do things right around Duff and Robin, and then we can get plenty of the ball, or maybe Duff and Robin won't. Thiago's header. Here's Finnan. Lampard having to defend. cross from Steve Finnan. Before that, Traore, though, caught in possession by Johnson, but not giving up on it. It's the way Liverpool have started, and it is Traore, and he went for placement, and Counterattack was able to react and keep it out.
Super football. Really was good, but Chelsea would have been kicking himself in control of the ball, Johnson, and lose it. But this is a beautiful setup from Cinema Pongal. Chance and a half.
Jimmy Traore with only one Liverpool goal to his name. It's his 97th appearance in the senior side today.
Well, you'd have just fancied maybe the left foot Arisa would have a different outcome.
Giving up on it. He was a Liverpool target for a while, and towards the end of his time at Blackburn, Chelsea had the resources to take him south. Interesting to hear Tony Adams talking about Jose Mourinho's liking for signing Brazilians. I mean, he can sign anybody, really, Jose. But it's a good point from the Porto history, where the link between Portugal and Brazil, and Jose Mourinho to use that connection. He has been talking, Andy. I saw him talking to you before the game about a little bit of tiredness in the Chelsea ranks. Are you of the view that if you tell players they're tired, then they might actually play as though they're tired?
I think sometimes players like excuses. I know it's like having been one. You give players a reason for why they might not be as sharp as normal, then they'll take it. Yeah, he was talking about his Chelsea players. They do obviously all the stats, and he said that they felt against Portsmouth, they knew for a fact that most of the players ran at least 2 miles shorter than they did against Aston Villa.
2 miles out of what, about 8 miles now?
Yeah. So I mean, that's quite a distance. So he did remark on that. He said he wasn't tired. He said, I don't need a rest, he said, but he said, I do think one or two of my players will need to after this Christmas period. I would expect at FA Cup time that one or two of these big players might not be playing.
But he won't get any sympathy, really, will he? We're saying these are the only 16 fit first-team players they've got, the 16 that are involved here today. And not all of them are fully fit. John Terry's also got a slightly tweaked groin, as well as this touch of the flu.
Now, he's the old school one. You know, John will play if you have to wheel him on.
Old school in a young body.
Yeah.
Xabi Alonso, too deep to get into the game, and there's no flag, and there is Arjen Robben. This is a characteristic Chelsea counter-attack, and Robben, uncharacteristically, couldn't finish it off. Now he'll be thinking, should he have played it? There were
Slide duff in, you're right. I mean, he's not offside. It's a beautifully timed run from Arjen Robben, and Dudek does well. I'll tell you what, he doesn't rush out. He doesn't just give Robben something. He says, go on, I'll make you do something. And he did, the goalkeeper. He made Robben make a decision. Good goalkeeper.
Just dipped over Hopia, who normally heads away comfortably. Breaking away at Liverpool with Harman. Xabi Alonso to the right, Risa to the left. Yonana Risa. Oh. And Xabi Alonso was a stride away.
What a break. It's great football when it's like this, isn't it? Almost a goal at this end here. Scramble it away, and suddenly there's a break on. And who is it? 31-year-old Didi Hamann. He must be thinking, please, someone take the ball. But full marks. He commits Makelele as much as he can. Oh, close. So close. Wonderful break.
And two tremendous attacks in a matter of seconds. Could have been Robben, maybe should have been Robben for Chelsea. And Liverpool replying just as dangerously. It's come off Xabi Alonso. Defeated Dudek's attempt to keep it in. The goalkeeper has just made a very important save. He wasn't resting on his laurels. Good footwork to stop the corner.
You know, defenders should know by now there are so many bright attackers on the pitch that you really can't be doing what Traore did there. Not aware of what was around him, puts his foot on the ball, the edge of his own box, duffs on him in a flash.
And this has already gone for a foul on Johnson, and That was also dumped down. John Terry's 6 goals already this season. 5 of them headers. Lampard takes it. Ferreira. Liverpool not pushing out too far. And Gallas a chance to survey the scene. Robert.
No, I think they were wanting to Johnson flagged offside there, but as the ball was played into Thiago's run, I think the linesman was right. Keep the flag down.
I think it was on the back of Robin getting away as well. And the supporters behind Dave Babsky is the official on the far side.
What a difference a couple of goals makes as well. I mean, even in cinema upon goal, I'm talking about 2 goals in 2 games. It looks bright as a button. His touch looks better. I'm not going to say that in case he falls over it. Touch looks good though. He's alive and he's involved in the game.
Seen as a siding challenge by referee Riley. And it's going to be a yellow card for Frank Lampard.
Well, he's in trouble, Alonso. He knows it. There's players around him. I mean, I don't think that's much of a tackle, I have to be honest with you. I do think Mike Riley tends to react a bit too quickly at times.
You mean to kickoffs?
Well, yeah, that as well. But I do, I mean, that was, he slid in, yeah, he caught Alonso, but it's a free kick.
Dave Galley is the Liverpool physio.
And if you were to get sent off for 2 tackles like that, you would not be happy at all.
And that's what Lampard's got to worry about now. Tony Hippier takes the free kick.
A bit tight there.
Steven Gerrard trying to recreate the championship style that Liverpool were renowned for a couple of decades. Since the only time Chelsea collected the championship. A wonderful opportunity to celebrate that anniversary of being champions this season. But here's Luis Garcia there, finding it hard going at Anfield so far. It's not quite right, Xabi Alonso.
No, just took his ankle, I think, in that challenge.
Ferreira. Free kick for Liverpool. The medical men will be wanting another look at Xabi Alonso.
Well, this would be a blow. It's an interesting one if he goes off and he's struggling. What actually Benitez would do? Whether he'd change his system.
Steven Gerrard. Really flourishes in this system. Harman making this hit. Luis Garcia's pass. Gerrard. Pongo was flying towards the near post, anticipating that Gerrard probably wouldn't get too much on the cutback.
Well, they're playing well, Liverpool, I think, at the moment. The crispness, brightness to the play. Just can't find a final ball at the moment. Oh, he's all over him. I have to say. If Pongo's got a hold of Gallas's jumper, he's got rocks for brains, because there's no need. And he hasn't. I mean, you tell me how that's a free kick against Pongo. You tell me. Come on. The shaking the head, I guess you don't. Yeah, he's a lucky, unbelievable.
Luis Garcia. It's the biggest game Mike Riley's refereed since Manchester United against Arsenal. Gerrard wants to do things quickly.
Yeah. Well, Levy's been striking the ball recently, it's certainly worth it. A little casual here, but he chases it down, doesn't he? It's just spinning awkwardly. I think that's the thing that made that shot difficult. Spinning the ball. Well, that's impressive. You said the passing had been crest, the move has been good. And the possession's been excellent. Look at that.
Lampard's suspension will be missing at home to Scunthorpe.
So he's going to miss a game then, is he? After all those. It won't be a league game then.
So I guess Chelsea won't be over upset about that, with the greatest respect to Brian Laws, who's doing a wonderful job at Scunthorpe this season. I know they're really looking forward to their trip to Stamford Bridge. Sango trying to get forward here, comes off Traore's head. Chelsea, of whom we've seen not too much in attack. Benitez is going to have to take off Xabi Alonso. He's still moving very gingerly.
I guess, is that Nunez coming on, is it? Well, I guess that's a change for Steven Gerrard then. And I guess pretty much Nunez will come right side and Luis Garcia will pop into where Gerrard's playing and Steven will drop back alongside Haman.
So frustrating for a top player. Sort of fixture that he's been really looking forward to.
Changing him, he's not happy.
There's another Spaniard waiting to come on for the Spanish manager.
Yeah, it's a shame. It's a pity. You're right, big games like this, you look forward to them so much as a footballer. Big test for Alonso today. It would have been either look at the players he's up against, Thiago, Makelele, Lampard. 25 minutes and that's it.
They've got a more difficult FA Cup third-round tie away to Burnley.
Yeah.
To bringing you live on Sky Sports. They've got the two semi-finals and the Carling Cup as well on the January calendar. And it may be that Xabi Alonso will not be available for any of those matches. He certainly will have helped recovery by coming off reasonably soon. We're getting the ice on the injury. Thiago. He's got one run from Robin. Looking at really from Duff, but he's on the ball here. Not for long. Hit by Carragher.
Well, I guess this is what Jose Mourinho meant when he felt that one or two teams were, when Duff and Robin and people have got the ball, are just quite simply saying, OK, I'm going to bring you down, give you a free kick. But this is a bit close to be risking doing that.
Johnson and Duff over the ball. Lampard poised. Ball back for Liverpool. Here comes Frank Lampard. Charged down by Carragher, who conceded the free kick and then dealt with it.
Well, that's what you call a proper charge down. Those are the difficult ones. I know people like to shift and open the angle a little bit, but it does give the one who's charging an opportunity to get really, really close. In that case, Frank Lampard's strike. You watch this. Look at Carragher, he's in the wall. There's a touch and set. How close is he? What? A couple of yards by the time Frank Lampard's hitting it.
Almost half an hour gone. Start of a really tremendous day's action in the Barclays Premiership. Remember, we've got another live game for you on Sky Sports 1. Middlesbrough against Manchester United. That's why it's gone for Damien Duff so far, but he's in such good form. He needs a sniff of a chance.
Well, the pace of Duff and Robin in particular will trouble the back four. Good defenders though, Jamie Carragher and Sami Hyypiä are. I think that Robin and Duff in a 1-2-1 against them would fancy their chances quite strongly.
Pereira. Between Carragher and Gudjohnsen. Hyypiä. Lisa again, his position unaffected by the switch. But you're absolutely right, Andy. Luis Garcia supporting Cinema Pongol now, and Steven Gerrard having to do a little bit more alongside Didi Hamann.
Yeah. That was a chance though. I mean, Pongol made a very good run and took John Terry with him. And I think if Marisa had spotted Garcia's run just behind him, that might well have been the option.
Marisa. Time at Liverpool was handicapped by injury at the beginning, benefiting from an injury to a teammate today. Confirmation of what I just mentioned, the Middlesbrough Manchester United game. It is Sky Sports 1, and we start at 5:30. Played by Terry. Chelsea were champions for the only time 50 years ago. It was a much more open league. They actually lost 10 of the 42 games in the old Division 1. Just the one defeat up in the northwest at Manchester City so far this season.
A little bit too quick, Steve Finnan there to get things going.
Rescue by Gallas. He did well then, Duff. Lesser players would have panicked a little bit. He was quite prepared to find a bit of green grass near the touchline and play for the deflection, get Chelsea the throw and let things settle down again. Lampard. Here's Robin. Thiago, miscalculation by Hyypiä, lost his footing and was left high and dry.
And that's how dangerous it is, isn't it? Not got the right footwear.
Gerrard trying to get Liverpool back on track. They've played well in this opening half an hour or so. Steven Gerrard. Bags of numbers in the middle that time.
Yeah, they did. I just don't think he caught the ball right, Steven Gerrard. Just kind of come off the side of his boot.
There's some room for Chelsea to counter-attack into, which hasn't been the case very often. Just that one run from Robin. And he went it alone. Robin caught by Carragher's eagerness for the challenge there. Not quite a special performance yet for the special one.
No.
Chelsea at Anfield.
It's been rather stuttering. There's been no real fluency to their game at all.
But they haven't conceded, and that's so often been the story of their season. Ball's going up for Lampard. offside again.
I think they're awfully deep there.
Defensive header by Carragher. There goes Lampard, rather shouldering the ball. Lovely ball forward by Sami Hyypiä. Parisa has a look to see what's on in the centre. Traore's got up with him.
Well, he had to buy some time. It was as simple as that. John Arisa. That was pretty much ball of the match from Sami Hyypiä. First time on his left foot. Fed it beautifully wide.
Some fullbacks don't like to play one further forward because they can't time the run so easily, but Risa seems an exception to that, doesn't he?
He enjoys it. I think because he knows he's going to get shots at goal as well.
Trying to turn that infield, Luis Garcia went back to Traore. And yes, he was decent in the air. We've been looking a lot at the Spanish influence on Liverpool, and now the player cam follows Luis Garcia. 6 million from Barcelona, where he was only a squad player, really. But he's worked with Rafa Benitez before at another club. Makalele. So there's a thing or two about the Spanish scene.
They're certainly not getting their own way, Chelsea, in that central midfield area. Every time the ball drops down there, they want to get the foot on it and play it. And Hamann or Gerrard or another Liverpool player is making it really difficult for them.
I know your old theory, Andy, and it's a good one about when you are on top, you've got to get a goal. And, Liverpool have played with plenty of promise, but haven't embroidered that promise by taking the lead against a side who do give very little away. Thiago.
Like that. You see Thiago wanted to get his foot on it, bring it down. Gerrard's on him in a flash. It's a decent ball. Because it made Ferrara play it. It was never going to run out of play.
Waiting for the right option. Luis Garcia gave it to him. Hamann. Stood his ground. Kept the ball within playing distance.
Good news look from Frank Lampard there.
Somebody grabbed Didi Hamann's shirt.
Just looking to miss Lampard, who's just in that front screening position. Ideas, he just bypass him. See Frank not marking anyone, his job to.
Asking for handball against Thiago.
Oh, I tell you what. I think Carragher saying you put your whistle to your mouth and took it away again. That's what he seemed to be indicating, Jamie Carragher. They are furious, the Liverpool players. Absolutely furious. Lovely ball played into the back post. Up goes Thiago, right arm, shoves the ball away from Nunez. It's a quite clear handball. And I think Carragher said you put your whistle to your mouth and took it away. Now he's looking right at that, the referee, right at it, from outside the box. I think he's in a shocker so far, I have to say.
Risa, Mike Riley, the centre of a row over a penalty that he gave at Old Trafford in a very big Premiership match. Manchester United and Arsenal, of course, has had 2 here in the first half that he hasn't given.
You look where the referee is. Up goes the arm. Look at the referee, man. Look at him. Look, that's a whistle. Up it goes to his mouth. And then the shake of the head. That's what Carragher saw. That's what's incensed him so much. He sees the handball. He goes to blow the whistle, and for whatever reason, changes his mind.
Luis Garcia. He's learning from Steven Gerrard about getting the shot away as quickly as possible, but Counterattack was able to reposition because it wasn't hit particularly hard. Well, we had one on Wednesday, didn't we, with Steve Bennett and Ashley Cole up at Newcastle, and to be fair to the referee then, he talked to us at half-time and said his view. Maybe we'll get Mike Riley as well to let our reporter Jeff Freed know quite what went through his mind then.
Well, I've no idea, because it's quite late. I mean, I thought the first one against Pongal from Makalele, I thought that was everybody's a penalty. Didn't get it, gave a free kick to Chelsea. But that one's astounding. Great view, no excuses. Whistle goes up to go to his mouth. He obviously sees the handball. Núñez is going to head it. What else can you give but a penalty? Well, they've not been at their best, Chelsea, by any stretch of imagination. They're getting a bit of a hand today.
Quite literally a hand of Thiago. Well, there will have been other teams who haven't beaten Chelsea this season who have felt in matches that this could be their day. Portsmouth recently, one example. Lovely work by Luis Garcia. But seeing some of the Chelsea players coming off the bus, coughing and spluttering, and knowing that Jose Mourinho couldn't shuffle his expensive pack as much as even Liverpool could do. Just wondered whether this was going to be the day for Liverpool.
Well, I'm not so sure, but I mean, some of these decisions that have gone on down here are laughable. I have sympathy with Robin this time round. I have no idea, unless he's given a corner. But it certainly wasn't a free kick.
Paul Sharp, who actually ran the line at the last World Cup final, trying to help Mike Riley out here.
Well, we often say teams need half-time. I think the officials need half-time.
That's Carragher.
Oh! How'd you save that?
He had no right to expect the ball coming his way.
No. I mean, this is a clearance. Is it Núñez? Yeah, it gets cleared against Núñez. And look how close he is. Fantastic reaction save. Well, this is a big 3 or 4 minutes, you feel, for Liverpool. I just can't see Chelsea going in at half-time and coming out the same way. I think Mourinho will get hold of them, so big few minutes for the home side here.
Gerrard with the corner, headed away by Lampard. From Finland, Republic of Ireland internationals, both chasing the ball as it broke. It's invariably coming back on the Liverpool side. He wants half-time.
Yeah, I know he does. Well, he wants to get his team in because, good as they've been this year, this is not one of their best performances.
Duff, Johnson, Lisa biting in. Makalele.
That's just a giveaway. You don't see Chelsea do that normally. Even Makalele.
Gerrard, terrific vision. He knew he was in trouble, being closed down. Great work by Finnan with the ball. With the pass, but even then it's a bit awkward for Gallas. And the Thiago pressed by Luis Garcia. That's a little cameo of this first half, really.
Well, how can you see that when he's no right to see it, the referee? Because he's got his back to this. You make the bones, and you pick the bones out of that.
Always easier to give outside the penalty area, aren't they?
Oh, of course they are.
But there might be a consequence yet. Sami Hyypiä, who is overdue a goal. Not scored at the tall centre-back this season. It's Gerrard who's been rattling them in.
Clever, clever. Everyone waiting and him tossing it in. And Lampard switched on.
Lampard switched on again.
Now Benitez doesn't want half-time, Rafael Benitez.
Johnson with a panic, but he's got another free kick out of it. Liverpool actually just rushed the taking of that free kick when they could have set up something a little more organised. Always easy to say when it goes wrong from something that was improvised. And it only perhaps went wrong because of a marginal decision in favour of Glenn Johnson and Chelsea. A measured approach from Counterattack, using up a few more precious seconds before the half-time whistle goes, and Chelsea will be delighted to go in at Anfield at 0-0 at half-time. Oh, they might be better than that, because miscalculation between Hoppier and Carragher. Down goes Duff. Robin has the shot. Good handling by Duda.
Lovely strike. But that just shows you what the fine line. Look at the two centre-backs who have nothing to do. Carragher and Hoppier get themselves all over the shop from a nothing ball. Comfortable save in the end, but that's all it takes.
Just one added minute. 1 minute almost too long for Jose Mourinho. Will be time for a corner. Another corner for Liverpool.
You know, I just worry a little for Liverpool if it stays at 0-0, Martin. You know, they've played so well, they've done so much, so many good things.
Variation on the theme for Steven Gerrard and Yonan Arisa. Harman. Wide to Nunez, the substitute for Xabi Alonso. Harman there again. It's Carragher! Oh! Only 2 goals in over 330 games for Liverpool.
What a hit. But you just wonder, is this goalkeeper that good? He must be, because he pays it no respect at all, does he, Petr Cech? Just looks at it. But it was close, mighty close.
But it sums up the Carragher effort. A cracking first half for Liverpool. And a controversial one for referee Mike Riley. Thiago handling, the referee putting his whistle to the mouth. And now offering the Liverpool players who were surrounding him in the aftermath of that, who are now walking away, to their credit, and accepting what's done is done. What's done is done for Chelsea. It was a poor 45 minutes by their high standards, but Liverpool haven't broken through at Anfield at Orientes, and all the budget will go on him as an extra striker here. To lose a key midfield man with a broken ankle for a significant part of the second half of the season. Somebody might just be doing their sums up around the Liverpool boardroom area as the match restarts.
When you think Cece's gone as well, Mark, that's 2 big players that they expected so much from this year. They'll have to absorb it, though.
And maybe they'll have to absorb a bit more Chelsea pressure than they experienced in the first half. John Terry trying to set the agenda for the second period. Up and at him if ever there was a Chelsea player.
You just can't see Chelsea being as inept as they were and not having as much possession. But the one thing they did show in the 2 or 3 times that they broke was with Duff and Robin in particular. There's a genuine threat there.
They've been the 2. They've been responsible more than others, and of course it is a collective effort, but they've turned draws into wins, and maybe they'll do the same again here. They're lucky not to be losing. Chelsea at Anfield. But in this stage of the season, a lot of fitness issues as well, stamina as well as skill. Luis Garcia full of apology and concern about the state of Claude Makelele.
The ball just gets away from him, I think, Garcia. And he just kind of stretches. So look, he gets away from him as Makelele comes in and he just catches him.
A yellow card for Luis Garcia. It's a pretty tough customer, Makalele, and he's straight away back on. Terry first to this. It's an ambitious pass. I understand him wanting to get the ball in the general direction of Robin. David Moore's the chairman on the right. Rick Parry, the chief executive. It's been a difficult time in the Anfield boardroom, 2004, but perhaps they would want me to point out that in the calendar year, they only got one less point in the Premiership than Manchester United. Whereas it was perceived as a crisis time here. One manager was relieved of his responsibilities. Talk of takeover bids for months and months. Wonderful run by Robin. He had Duff just to his left this time.
And pretty much stood on the ball himself, I think, Aaron Robin, just at the edge of the box. That's what I mean. That's all Chelsea are playing on at the moment. They know John Terry and company that if they keep it tight at the back.
Damien Duff early for Ida Johnson. Well, it wasn't quite the tap-in that it looked as though it was going to be. Johnson. Lampard. Cleared by Traore.
Now they should be up, Chelsea.
Lampard. Rattled by Risa, and not by the crowd's reaction, I'm sure, Frank Lampard. His tackle on Xabi Alonso. Lampard again, Gallas. They need to quicken the tempo of their passing.
Well, that's better. Even that little passage of play we've just seen down below us here. Keeping possession much better than anything they showed first half.
Makalele. A little header down for Kopi. He must have had the big picture in his mind then. No one lurking around for Chelsea. Terry again read it very well.
It's called proper defending, isn't it? It's getting down the channel early. It's not trying to play offside and getting it wrong. But that's the threat. With people like Duff. And Duff really should have. You know, normally say that was unlucky, but Damien Duff will know it wasn't a difficult ball across to Johnson. It was a ball that... There was plenty of room for error, let me put it that way. You look at that big gap there. There's plenty of room for error, just a little bit too much pace on it. Doesn't really look as he hits it, but he's feeding it across there. And he's only a foot away from giving Chelsea the lead.
Well, there's been a weather change on Merseyside, rain falling heavily. There will be a climate change in the shape of this game. Really wintry for Chelsea in the first half. Ran off Duff as he came back to defend. Cinema Pong goal for Rita.
Needed to hit it first time. I know it was difficult. As soon as he took the touch, he was getting crowded out.
Liverpool had the ball. Gerrard was fouled. Mike Riley allowing the game to go. Finnan. Harman. Gerrard stepping over. Luis Garcia. Players wide, not too many in the centre. And drops for Terry to volley away. With Johnson flagged offside.
half, isn't it? And I said there was going to be a weather change. Certainly been that.
Kerpia. Gerrard. Thinking at the throw. Once more, Terry is Jose Mourinho has been saying he wouldn't swap him for any other defender in the world, and we understand that Manchester United might say the same about Ferdinand, Arsenal about Campbell,
yeah.
But John Terry is his man.
Well, he's working harder than he would like, John Terry.
There we go. Ambitious.
Oh, just a
Luis Garcia. Made a good comeback from his injury, a hamstring strain, missed half a dozen games.
They've not the best of good fortune, have they, the Spaniards, since they arrived. When you think of him, and you think of Nunez, and now
Joseme's out at the moment.
as well, and now Xabi Alonso.
It's not easy to view through the glasses at the moment for Rafa Benitez. Windscreen wipers required. Good Johnson. Duff. Such an easy pick out in the middle now for Damien Duff. It's fisted out by Dudek. To the appreciation of the Liverpool supporters, who not only backed their players, but they were anxious about Dudek's technique then. Luis Garcia has been booked. Johnson. Robert. And got it wrong. Gerrard didn't, because Sinamar Pongol is onside. Gallas is quick.
Just needs to buy a bit of time. They're playing catch-up, Liverpool players.
Traoré. Palmer. Spot by Thiago. In the direction of the pass, recognised the danger that it was arrowing towards Steven Gerrard. Here's Carragher. The half-time spokesman of the referee Riley, as far as the Liverpool dressing room is concerned. Chelsea's throw. There have always been fixtures on January the 1st, but for the record, Liverpool haven't lost a home game on New Year's Day for 33 years. And Leeds United, who are very much the team of the times, won here 2-0. 1972. Gerrard.
Just turned the wrong way. Someone upon goal should be turning the other way, away from the traffic.
Kerpia. Arsenal involved in a 3 o'clock kickoff at the Valley. Of course, in excellent form. Manchester United play later on New Year's Day. At the Riverside, you can see it. Sky Sports 1, 5:30. Ten minutes gone in the second half. Could have helped for the visibility. And actually the rain's eased off a little bit as well.
Oh, it's an awful free kick, isn't it? Just give possession away.
Talking about the points that Liverpool amassed in 2004, Chelsea 86 Premiership points. You don't get any direct prizes for consistency over a complete calendar, as Chelsea have shown. Arsenal 89. Carragher refusing to be put off his defensive header by the presence of Vida Johnson. Didier Drogba, who's played a couple of games in the last half dozen or so from the start, but hasn't really recaptured the form since his early season injury.
There's a fair chance we'll see him in this game, I think, again.
He was hurt, of course, in the home game against Liverpool. He's ready if required. And I'm sure so too is Joe Cole. I mentioned that little piece of history to him before the game. That the only time Chelsea have done the double, 2 1-0 wins, actually on successive Saturdays in October 1919. A winning goal scored by the same player. Joe Cole got the winner against Liverpool at Stamford Bridge in October of this year. Lampard. Risa trying to get away from Glenn Johnson, who's come through some difficult times in the first half.
Yeah, he's been more comfortable second half. Liverpool haven't used the ball as well, this left side, as he did first half.
Thiago in went Harman. You know, his contract's up, Didi Harman, and the suggestion is that he will be leaving Anfield at the end of the season, but he'll be a tough man to replace. Traore. Risa. At least keeping Liverpool away from the visiting team's penalty area. Gerrard.
It's more difficult second half. I think what they've done with Duff and Robin in particular, Mark, I don't think they helped an awful lot, the fullbacks for Ara and Glenn Johnson first half, but obviously Jose Mourinho's had a word with him and told him, when you lose the ball, you have to get back in there. And they've been better.
Nunez. Running into trouble. And maybe the change for Liverpool hasn't helped either.
That hasn't helped. That's fair.
Paulo Ferrer. Makalele. And there to break it up again.
Well, there won't be short of people knocking on his door, Deep Rahman. Should he go? He seems certain. 31 years of age at the moment.
Maybe he just wants to go home, eh?
Yeah, maybe. There's plenty in the tank. There's no doubt about that.
Miscalculating. Harman away from Lampard. Made it again. Springs it wide to Risa. Traore had that very good chance in the first half. We rather forgot about that in looking at the penalty claims. Sinema Pongal might fall for Risa.
I don't know if I think it was Makalele going up in front of him, just put him off that.
And here's Gerrard getting it back from Johnson. Luis Garcia.
Well, he looks down at the ground, but I'm not sure why, and whether Lampard just is enough. Frank Lampard suddenly sees there's a problem. Look at Gerrard again. Straight into Glenn Johnson, closing him down. Little ball across, and, well, it's a chance. I tell you, in a game like this,
substitution for
working the goalkeeper is the all-important thing, and he didn't do it.
Johnson coming on for Chelsea. Number 15,
often used change. Good Jansson's done well over the first half of the season to be the starter as the central striker. Didier Drogba brings a bit more physical power, a bit more pace. Maybe not quite the subtlety and sophistication of the Good Johnson game.
That's fair. Often these games are decided by somebody just taking that, not a great chance, but the little opportunity arrives, like Garcia then.
It's a back cleverly to Traore. Chelsea a bit flat-footed again. Robin. And Chelsea annoyed with Steven Gerrard. There was a free kick given initially against Herpier, but that wasn't the end of the matter.
You always know it's difficult. Chelsea players around the referee making their point. It certainly looked, the ball looked there to be won. The only thing is, does Steven Gerrard go through Drogba? He certainly got the ball. Too much the ball gets away from him here a little bit as he stumbles, and there the ball's out there to be won now.
The other leg that...
There's nothing you can do to stop that. Your body momentum's going through like that. I mean, the problem arose because obviously the Chelsea players felt it wasn't quite how they saw it.
The free kick was given in the first place against Perpia coming in.
Yeah, that's right.
Will be taken by Ben Johnson, but Drogba, who would be the target, of course, has had to go off. Now he's back on. Penalising the victim, but here we are. That's the way it is these days. Terry. All the possible scenarios still in place here. A Chelsea defeat, and it would be the second of the season in the Premiership, of course. A Chelsea win, what a win it would be if you've watched the first 45 minutes and the difficulties that they've endured. There goes a Cinema Pongal.
Great defending.
Part of that problem-making Liverpool team.
Yeah, that was brilliant. That just shows you don't have to play the ball to be good at defending. That's what Gallas did then.
Robin. We're trying to stay close and getting the reward for doing that. Robin again. Thiago on one. Glenn Johnson is a very adventurous right back given the opportunity. To cross under challenge, and that challenge coming, as you might expect, from Steven Gerrard. Cinema Pongal trying to get himself a goal against Chelsea, just like they've conceded 5 on their travels, the league leaders, 2 to Henry. A penalty by Anelka that cost them that defeat. Gira of West Bromwich Albion scored in a comfortable Chelsea win. Bouba Diop for Fulham, similar circumstances. He hasn't been an Englishman, kind of interest.
So they've either been set pieces or fantastic finishes. From that lot.
That's what it takes, I guess. Including a penalty, which of course Liverpool feel that they conclusively should have had. Radi Shahidi, Kevin Davis of Bolton, James Beattie of Southampton scores the other 3 goals at Stamford Bridge against Chelsea in the Premiership this season. So a couple of Englishmen in there, Davis and Beattie. 20 minutes gone in the second half. It's been harder going for Liverpool, but there's still been some progressive play for Rafa Benitez's team. And he'll be also, great tactician that he is, concerned about what might happen on the break. The side that have been so resilient. Talk about New Year's resolution. Chelsea have shown some of that. Check also made that astonishing save from Nunez. He blocked the ball back goalwards. Gerrard. Off the back of his head, sure he dealt with it behind him. Here's Makalele. Duff moving away from the goal. Firing on a run that was wasted effort really, but maybe it's just helping warm up a bit more.
It reminds me of the beginning of the season, this Chelsea performance, where they were not quite firing, finding each other, gelling a little, getting to know the new coach, the new players, and they were playing in games like this. It wasn't quite happening, but they were nicking it 1-0 and 1-0, 1-0. It would not surprise you if that were the case today.
Carragher. Normally assured touches have been allowed to be that, shall we say, at Anfield. But Chelsea supporters who've been to this fixture over the years, well, no, they haven't often travelled home with much joy from it. But often the circumstances have been less advantageous. Chelsea have everything going for them. As we move into a new year, it could be, maybe should be, the greatest year, 2005, in Chelsea's history. It will also be their centenary year as well. And it's all because a set of circumstances brought this fella to back and bankroll an English football club. It wasn't necessarily going to be Chelsea. No.
First row of the stand, there was in trouble.
He realised it after he played it, Yonana Risa. Garcia, it's too much of a hurry.
Yeah. There's narrow side as well. The way the ground's so slick.
Nobody said it was one touch, did they?
Nice if you can do it and get it right.
Paulo Ferreira taking several touches. Makalele. Chelsea just growing in their self-belief that might be more than a draw in the offing here at Anfield. Johnson. Traore was very fortunate. It looked good. The crowd loved it. They could have easily bounced off Johnson's shins back into Chelsea's path.
I think we might see that little incident again somewhere on Sky Sports in the next week. The back heel nutmeg.
Luis Garcia onside is Risa. Proper check, showing that he's not just a stopper of shots or a catcher of crosses, that he's on his toes. Concentration when you're playing a team like Chelsea, I guess concentration is probably the most important attribute. Good starting position. Gerrard. Herpia. Here's Carragher. Thiago just gets a little glance on the ball.
The game just had a bit of 10-minute spell there. It wasn't really going anywhere.
Gerrard might make it go somewhere. Maybe trying to place it into the far corner. It was a percentage brawl in any case.
Yeah, I don't think it was quite set for him to power it. It dropped very nicely for him, but you can see it had to be taken early. He was on a little stretch to his right-hand side. You can see that. So he never really had time to adjust and get the power. Otherwise, I'm sure that's what they opted for.
Well, if he'd been able to continue in the position where he was given at the start by Rafa Benitez, he would have had more efforts at goal. But he won't be in any way disappointed that he's got to be involved more in the game in other parts of the pitch. Steven Gerrard, his all-action style, still all action, even at the end of a week that's been full of physical demands. Weary looking from Lampard, but Drogba helping it on. Finnan was showing absolutely no discomfort from that cut ankle. Herpia.
It's all a little scrappy at times at the second half. I think that's been the thing. And Chelsea have come out, certainly sorted out defensively what they're doing.
In a way, that represents an improvement for Chelsea, doesn't it? Because they couldn't make it scrappy in the first half. No. Liverpool called the tune. Robin. I wonder whether this will turn out to be similar to what happened at Fratton Park. Late penetration. The opening goal from Arjen Robben came in the 79th minute. We're still not at that time in this game.
Well, it certainly looks less likely today. I think there were two real moments of drama, for one in each half for Liverpool. When Robben got away first half and Duff second there.
Risa. Simon Kongol, the shout for handball was considerably low at that time, but from the off the pitch and on it.
A bit louder that time.
Yeah. And it's been given.
But that's more like ball to hand. Do you understand what I'm saying? When he controls it and it gets away from him, and it just pops up and hits his hand. You know, it gets up there and it hits him in the arm. Now that's ball to hand. If you want an explanation. It's far less a free kick than the one in the first half.
Carragher, Nunez. A little bit about Liverpool's ambition here. With Chelsea. Would be a reasonable result.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's what you have to bear that in mind. I mean, what would be a good result for Liverpool here? I just think there's a lot of good things about watching Liverpool at the moment. And if, by that, I mean, if you put a Barros and Cisse up top in this performance, just how much different it might have been with regards to getting goals.
Or a
Morientes. So I think there's a lot of good things that Rafael Benitez is doing and has done here. And you have to temper that with the fact this is a front two that wouldn't normally be there. And when they come back, the top two, is it going to make this team much better? Yes, it must do. Goal threat, much greater.
But we're talking about now Premiership play when picking the right moment is part of the skill, isn't it?
Yeah.
And Newcastle were waiting to try and get that moment. Never happened for them against Arsenal, but they didn't go gung-ho and have been criticised in some quarters for that. But fine margins.
Yeah, I think at 1-0, I agree with you. I think they should have gone and maybe tried something different. This is different. At 0-0, this is still at 0-0 a good result for Liverpool. It's not a bad result. I think if it was 1-0 to Chelsea, you might see Rafael Benitez do something different than that or try something differently.
What we don't want is both sides to accept this for the 17 minutes that remain. And there are other factors which could lead us to that because of the fatigue. Liverpool go to Norwich next week. Oh, here we are. I've been banging on about this possible piece of history for Joe Cole, player who scored the winning goal for Chelsea against Liverpool at Stamford Bridge in October. The only time, if you missed the earlier stat, the only time Chelsea have ever done a double over Liverpool, the same player, a guy called Harold Britton, scored what turned out to be his last 2 goals ever for Chelsea.
You didn't tell him that as well, did you?
No, I didn't. Didn't. But we are going into the transfer window, Mr. Gray. We would be in the transfer window, of course, but the admin people are still on holiday, I think.
Oh, shame on them. I've got talent this year.
Chelsea free kick. Into the final 15 minutes at Anfield. First Premiership game of 2005. We're still awaiting the first Premiership goal of 2005. Lampard. Joe Cole, who scored Chelsea's last goal of the old year. He hardly played. Substitute coming on. It was his first appearance in 9 games in the league. It was an emphatic one at Fratton Park. Wasn't it after he put them in front against Liverpool that Jose Mourinho berated him for not defending, playing a bit for himself after that. There's Cole trying to put the ball up to it by Gerrard, but Thiago has it for Chelsea. It took too long. Muscled by Herpier. Nice angle on the pass from Risa. Not quite so from Luis Garcia.
Yeah, just misunderstanding. Pongo had come wide and then was darting through the middle. Garcia's put his head down and just thought he was going wide. I'd just like to have seen Garcia in that situation when he got the ball, turn and run at them. He was at the back 4.
Luis Garcia, Lampard, who's had to do far more of that today than embroidering the proceedings with his attacking midfield skills. It's a compliment to Liverpool that that's been the case, but it's been less of a divide between the two teams in the second half.
No, half-time was the reason for that, Mr. Tyler. It was a decent game and Liverpool were playing well first half.
Reset. And Johnson deals with it for Chelsea, which wasn't the case in the first half. Lampard. And Dudek decides... again, not really back. He was behind his goal.
Wasn't sure, was he?
And it's always the risk, of course, of handling outside the area. The punishment is pretty draconian these days. He's out of harm's way. If an outfield player had done that, you'd have said fair enough. Thiago. Ian Robin. Lampard. It's Thiago. A bit short of ideas. I'm sure Tony Adams in our studio knows a thing or two about winning championships. Might just having saying this is the sort of game, if you get a winning goal in this game where you probably don't deserve to win it, you go back with 3 points. That's what makes champions.
Just begin to believe. Yes, you're absolutely right.
Almost a little subdued, the crowd, but probably affected by some celebrations a few hours ago.
Just waiting for something to happen rather than expecting it. And I have to say, as this half's going on, it's looked less likely that we'd get a goal. But we are arriving at that time, and these kind of games in this league that we watch week in, week out, where an awful lot of goals are scored in the last 10 minutes.
And significant goals too, as it would be if there's a winner here at Anfield today. And of course, they've beaten the defending champions here with a late goal, Liverpool. Cole. A double ricochet there, but the decision is a corner. Neil Mellor, of course, fired past Jens Lehmann and put Lehmann out of the team, as it turned out. I don't think he's played in the Premiership since.
It's rather harsh if that's the reason. It was quite a strike.
Maybe I'm putting 2 and 2 together, but Steven Gerrard settled it here against Olympiacos pretty late on, but it's defending that Liverpool have to do at the moment. Glenn Johnson. It's Cole. It's found a way in, and it's Joe Cole who's wheeling away, the scorer of the winner against Liverpool at Stamford Bridge. And is history about to repeat itself here in amazing fashion?
Well, I guess a big deflection, there's no doubt about that. But it's a beautifully cushioned header from Glenn Johnson, because the quality in the header means he can hit this first time. I think it's Jamie Carragher, is it, that goes out towards it, comes way off his foot and leaves a goalkeeper absolutely helpless. Nothing that Dudek can do about that. But the quality is in the header and the strike. The cushion header, the lovely strike. You talk about good fortune going your way. Deflection could have gone anywhere. Back of the net, Chelsea lead.
Do you believe in destiny?
I do, actually. Footballing destiny, anyway.
Here's Cinema Pongolle. And Gallas, after he just got away from Terry, seemed momentarily to master the situation. On the subject of late goals.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I said at half-time that I feared for Liverpool second half, because they couldn't. I didn't think Chelsea could play as badly. They haven't. Liverpool would have thought so. And as you say, it's got all the makings of an early season performance, this from Chelsea. It was a grind, and a 1-0. And it looks, at the moment, as if they might just do it again.
And that Joe Cole might be the nemesis for Liverpool in this season, 2004-2005. We'll get there. No real chase for Benitez's men that time. The crowd anxious about that. So the league leaders lead at Liverpool with 8 minutes to go. Herpier. It's a magnificent ball from Gerrard. Nunez hasn't perhaps added too much since he's come off.
Hasn't done anything for me.
It's given away by Cinema Pongol. Drogba. Never looked really. Robin was running to his right. Didn't give it up, did he, Drogba? Defended from the front. So the last change that Jose Mourinho can make. And Robin goes off. Mateo Kezman comes on.
Replaced by number 9, Mateo Kezman.
Terry.
Yeah, it's food and drink for John Terry, that, isn't it? Ball straight down the middle, like that.
Beautiful control from Cole to Kezman. In comes Drogba. Carragher got to it. Lampard arrives, just trying to tuck it into the bottom corner. Dudek saw it coming.
It just looked like his last step towards the ball was a long one. And therefore, when he got there, it was a placement rather than power.
And miscontrolled by Johnson. And Risa.
Well, that'll be a booking, there's no doubt about that.
He's fallen well into the penalty area, but it's a decision on the outside.
Well, he's been unsure, Glenn Johnson. And it's a free kick, the booking. One of the few things I've agreed with the referee on the day.
And it's a sense of renewed hope for Liverpool. They might get something from this game and stop Joe Cole's name going into the Chelsea history books. Of course, just to remind you, after Chelsea won here at the start of last season, that they then lost to Liverpool. Bruno Cheroux at Stamford Bridge.
Remember it?
Not remembered by too many, though,
no.
Cheroux. He wants to make the change. Rafa Benitez. There's no time to hang about now for Liverpool.
No, there isn't. He's well getting Mellor on now. He's struggling, Risa.
Well, not just for the injury, but because if a ball breaks loose in the Chelsea penalty area, this lad is as likely as anybody to stick in an equaliser. Neil Mellor. Is he going to be the rescue act here? Gerrard takes it. Oh. Almost went in direct. Check. Had to deal with the pace of it as well as the direction.
Wouldn't expect him to get beaten from here. It's a bit too central, but it's a decent effort. I thought this was on the cards. That'd have been an interesting one a couple of yards lower down, with heads going across the top of it.
It's Carragher.
That position in front of the goalkeeper. If you're a little player, if you're Luis Garcia and you get yourself in there, you'd be surprised how many times a ball drops there.
Cole saw where Kezman was. Been a lot of speculation. I know Southampton or one club mentioned that Joe Cole might be surplus to requirements at Stamford Bridge, or that he might be frustrated. The connection with Harry Redknapp, of course.
I mean, I think he's frustrated, there's no doubt about it, but when he comes on in 2 games and gets 2 big goals for Chelsea. But he's a footballer, he wants to play. He's a young footballer, he wants to play.
He's been hurt perhaps more than most by the consistency of Duff and Robin.
Yeah.
It's really been a position for him to go into in that middle three. And we're looking at 3 minutes plus added time. I'm never quite sure of how teams prepare for games at different kickoff times, but it's a fair bet that Manchester United might have been watching most of this game. Arsenal less so. They're already into the warm-up, I would think.
But they'll know. Well, certainly Arsene Wenger will know the score, that's for sure, Martin.
But if they saw the first half or any bits of it, they'd be thinking, well, maybe we've got something to build on here, a platform. Chelsea going to drop points at Liverpool. There have been, Jose Mourinho probably won't be aware of this, but late goals in all the recent matches here between these two clubs. We saw Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank win it with, what, 3 minutes to go. 2-1 last season. Prior to that, there were a couple of 1-0 wins, heartbreakers for Chelsea, 1-0 Liverpool wins. And Vladimir Schmitzer is still on the Liverpool injury list. We haven't mentioned him. He's another player missing for Rafa Benitez. He scored very late on, so don't put this one in the bank yet.
It's going to be a bit quicker. Luis Garcia was just arrived there, took ages to get the ball under control.
Traore is a trick. It's a good cross, and the header by Luis Garcia.
With all the height, Haman in there, Hupia in there. It's one of the smallest men on the pitches. He gets the header in, not an easy one.
Lampard, Drogba. A capable play by Carragher, of which we've come to expect. Cinema Pongo.
It was all right first half, Cinema Pongo, but he's really not been in the game. He's not affected it at all second half. And that's when you miss your top two. When the game gets tight like that, and you're in a big game like this, you haven't got your biggest and most important front men.
But Liverpool have been tremendous at home this season.
They've been great.
It's been away where they've had their problems. They're beaten by Birmingham City. And they're on the verge of being beaten by another team in blue. And here's Harman. Johnson. A lot of players who would have just headed that away. Drogba. Lampard. And they'll be happy just to get the free kick. He'll use up a bit of time.
They're booking a guess for him on.
There will be a minimum of 3 minutes added time. 3 minutes.
Yellow card for Haman, as Andy correctly predicted. And he also said Chelsea couldn't be as bad in the second half as they were ineffective in the first. And here's a chance for them to absolutely seal it. And that wall is back the full distance.
Nowhere near it. We're back by the penalty spot.
Eventually Lampard, eventually Carragher. Same as the first half.
I don't know why Frank just doesn't go and hit that without shifting it.
Paulo Ferreira, with his weaker left foot, has just given the ball away to Gerrard. Traore. Luis Garcia. It's over Terry. No one took a chance and went round the back.
No, Cinema Pongo just flat-footed at the back post. You know, when they take this time to build up, look at him top of the screen. Just doesn't move. Well, that's quite a message to Arsenal, to Manchester United, to the others, Everton. A determined lot. They're focused. They can dig it out.
Gerrard. Kesman. And to be fair to Jose Mourinho, he's gone on to the attack since they've taken the lead. And here's Drogba. Luis Garcia. "20 seconds or so to go. On a day when Liverpool will talk about a penalty that they didn't get.
Or two.
Comes out to Carragher and turns away in anguish, actually, at Jimmy Traore.
I think this is a game Liverpool will look back and think, did he really deserve something from the game? And I wouldn't argue with that. Chelsea are fortunate to be ahead.
Lampard. It's a big, big win for Chelsea to start the new year. A year in which they could get their second ever title. They've got their second ever double over Liverpool. And as with the first, the same player has scored the goal on both occasions, home and away. This season it's Joe Cole from the bench to win a match that certainly didn't look as though it was going Chelsea's way in a scratchy first half, during which Mike Riley put the whistle to his lips as if to blow for a Liverpool penalty when Thiago clearly handled, but then decided against it. Remember, Liverpool had lost only one at home in the Premiership this season. They'd won their previous 3 games. But Chelsea have come here, and Jose Mourinho, after an extremely special, extraordinary 2004, starts 2005 with another win. Liverpool 0, Chelsea 1.
It's a great win, not Chelsea's fault that Liverpool didn't get decisions they should have done first half, and they've capitalised to go 8 points clear again of Arsenal, who play this afternoon. They start at 3 o'clock at